Talk Nelson Radio. It's the Talk of Nelson. Sport. The Mako Rugby Roundup.
You're with the Mako Rugby Roundup, and our very special guest today is Andrew Makalio, who is Mako 141. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
Cheers, guys. No, thank you for having me.
Hey, mate, you took a big knock against Taranaki last weekend. What happened and how are you feeling now?
Well, all I remember was going for a kick-off and Hixie just telling me, get ready to lift him, but then doesn't tell me to pull out. But then didn't really brace myself and didn't know that there was a player coming from behind, and then apparently it was just a hip to the head and just whiplashed. I didn't have enough time for myself to brace for the contact. But feeling good.
Ouch.
I recovered pretty well and backing into my process now from concussion and hopefully available for next week.
Hey, was the hip friendly fryer?
Oh, I'm not sure.
You haven't looked at it? You haven't looked at the replay?
Oh, I've only seen it once, but I'm not too sure. I guess it was just bad timing and the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mate, it's been quite the season for Mako injuries this year. So what is the mindset among the playing group as you deal with those kinds of injuries and preparing for a match with, of course, that desire to try and get a result as well?
Yeah, we are having a lot of bad luck with injury-wise, but then again, we have a lot of young boys that's filling in some big boots. But then again, we're just trying to get them up to speed with everything throughout the beginning of the week and get their confidence up so they can get out there and just pull trigger and just enjoy it.
Yeah, so there's a couple of debuts, isn't there, up in Auckland? Sitaleki Baker and Taya Brown getting an opportunity, as you say, to get a Mako cap and some NPC experience.
Yeah, and especially against Auckland, it's a big game against them. And it's a big game as well. I know that Seto's pretty excited and I'm looking forward to heading back home and playing, well, not playing for his home province, but playing for where he stays now. But I know that they've had a big week. They had a good week as well. And I have massive confidence in them to go out there and get the job done.
Andrew, your first-class career began, as I see it from Wikipedia, with 10 matches for Wairarapa Bush in 2015, including 8 tries. That's right. That's
not bad.
That's a remarkable ratio. And you then came to the region in 2016 to play for Harlequins in Blenheim. So how did you get to Marlborough, and was it in your intention to try and crack the Tasman Mako squad?
First of all, I was in Auckland for the rest of my career up till 2015. End of 15, I have a good coach that used to coach me young age grades. Josh Sims, who has messaged me who had took the job at Wairarapa Bush, and gave me a call, and if I wanted to just go down and play some footy. So I thought I'd just take the opportunity to go down and just enjoy it, find the love of the game again. And it was 2015, and then 2016, end of 2015, I got a message saying that there could be a spot in Tasman. Didn't think of it as much as it looked too far ahead of myself, and just wanted to come down to Blenheim and play some footy. First time in Blenheim, small town, enjoyed it, loved the group down there, and all of a sudden I just picked up a contract for Tasman Mako, so enjoyed it.
Hey mate, quite a big difference between Heartland Rugby and NPC. Did you find that the difference between, I guess, the standards and the pace and the quality was a big difference, or is it not that much of a leap?
No, yeah, there's a massive difference between NPC and Heartland, just with the detail and just full-time training. Heartland was just Tuesday, Thursday trainings. But going to NPC, we're just training pretty much every day. But pace-wise, yeah, the massive difference in pace-wise. But just watching the Heartland now, I think they're just slowly catching up to the level that the NPC is, or if not, probably the same.
Yeah, and mate, over 50 Super Rugby caps as well. Then you've got the jump to Super Rugby. So do you find that an even bigger leap?
Yeah, it comes with challenges. Yeah, there's more detail into it. There's even more detail going into Super Rugby. Just especially with a lot of players that get the same kind of detail, but it's about just winning moments and just trying to do your role as best as you can and better than the opposition.
So in 2016, you came into the Mako squad. you replaced Quinton McDonald, who decided to go to Europe. And now you've played 63 games for the Mako, including 18 tries. You're part of the leadership group and you captained the side last week. Does that responsibility of leadership sit easily with you?
I wasn't expecting myself to be... I don't mind being a leader for around the team stuff and team environment and all, but if that's what the management and the coaching staff see me as, then I'll just play my part, but at the same time just try and lead with my actions, and then the boys can follow from there on.
Well, your actions certainly are very, very good. You know, you're a favourite amongst the fans of the Mako. You know, everyone likes the way you play, and you do it all with a smile on your face, which I think is a fantastic thing. And yeah, and you're part of a big Pacifica contingent in this team, all of whom bring a lot of joy and laughter, as I know, being around you, as well as really good talent to the group. So is that a reflection of the Mako values and team culture, that our Pacifica players fit in so easily and they are able to contribute so well?
Yeah, I'm a big believer of if every player's enjoying each day and enjoying playing rugby, then that's when you get the best performance out of them. So I think it's a good mixture, and I think it helps our culture as well, builds our culture up to get the best out of each player each week and each day.
Yeah, so, you know, we got the likes of Sione Havili, who's come across pre-match as a pretty serious guy, but once the game's out of the way, he's really quite a funny guy, isn't he? Yeah,
well, that's right. Like that's what it is. Like, just knowing when to be serious and having a switch when to turn on and off. Like, not a lot of boys are a lot of jokers in our team, and especially in different environments I've been in. But when it comes to game time, everyone switches on and just gets their job done.
So a big game tomorrow at Eden Park. How do you think the team's going to go, Cruiser?
I always back my boys up for the result, no matter what, and especially with a lot of injuries and all. And I have big confidence of with young players having a good week and leading up to the game. So it should be a good game.
Cheers, Andrew. Well, look, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show and getting an insight inside the Mako camp. And, mate, we wish you all the best for your recovery and hoping to be back on the park next week.
Cheers. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on here.
Cheers, mate. That was Andrew Makalio, who is Mako 141 and also ex-Crusader player and also a Highlander player, and an absolute tower of strength, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He's a terrific hooker. You know, I like hookers who are big-bodied, and he is. You know, just so much strength, like our All Black hooker.
Yeah.
And you know, the just that presence on the park. He's a phenomenal try scorer, Chris. He's got 18 for us already, and that's up there with the likes of Robbie Melnick and Will Jordan. So he's very good at finishing off the line-out drives and getting points for us. Also, as we touched on it, he captained the side last week, which is awesome for him. Yeah. Great experience. He's just a really good man around the camp. You know, he's as a leader in the group. He does take on a fair degree of responsibility, and he creates a very, very good environment, and just a terrific player for us.
Well, obviously the coaching group have seen that, and you don't put someone on the park as captain unless you've got a lot of faith with how they can lead a team. So that says a lot for a person, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Andrew Makalio, our special guest this week.
The Mako Rugby Roundup. News, sport, events and more. It's the Talk of Nelson. Talk Nelson Radio.